I was having a conversation with one of my in-person clients the other day, and he lost 32 kilo last year. And the whole topic of the conversation was that getting in shape is actually not as complicated as you think. Getting in shape is really simple. The difficulty is doing it daily and being consistent with it. The fitness industry loves to overcomplicate things to sell you supplements, diet plans, and the next silver bullet. But in reality, there's not actually that much that you need to know in order to get shape, and it's really not as complicated as most people think. And if you just learn the basics, as a coach, what I do is actually very simple. I can run a 19-minute 5K, I can deadlift 3 plates, I can squat 3 plates. And what I do is very simple. I'm a busy man. I haven't got time to do 2-hour workouts, and I don't spend thousands on extreme supplements or follow this really strict meal plan. What I do is really simple. And as a coach, I want to try and guide as many guys as possible into getting into good shape and realizing that it's actually not as complicated as you think. And I want to provide as much education on this channel on how people can get in shape really easily without overcomplicating things, and just breaking down how the process actually works and not overcomplicating it for you guys. It really is simple to get yourself in better shape than you are right now. And I remember starting out, there's so much information online, there's conflicting information, there's new information, there's old information. Everyone has a different opinion, but you can't reinvent the wheel. Getting in shape is really simple, and in this video I'm going to take you guys over the basic steps that you need to know in order to get yourself in good shape and maintain that year round. Because I know how it feels to feel overwhelmed with all the information, so I'm going to keep this video straight to the point and give you guys everything you need to know. Firstly, you need to be strength training at least 3 to 5 times a week. The reason for that is it's going to build lean muscle mass, reduce body fat, and you're going to be fit and strong overall. Now, you don't need to be spending 2 hours in the gym. I would keep it to 3 to 5 sessions, 45 minutes to an hour. Focus on hitting every single muscle group at least 2 to 3 times a week if you can. And you want to use something called progressive overload. So progressive overload is gradually increasing the weight or reps over time. This is how we get stronger. So how this would look is, let's say you was doing a chest press and you got 20 kilo on the chest press and you got it for 8 reps. The week after that, you want to aim for 9. The week after that, you want to aim for 10. Week after that, let's say you can get to 12 reps. Once you can hit 12 comfortably, you would then increase the weight. So you then go 22.5 kilo and then you would then progress from there. It doesn't need to be really complicated. You don't need to be in the gym loads. I would focus on either doing full body training, so a little bit of everything each session, or if you're going to do 4 or 5 sessions a week, you could split it up into maybe a push, pull legs, and then upper, lower. Do whatever works for you, but as long as you're getting yourself in the gym 3 to 5 times a week, it's really that simple. So a quick tip for where most people go wrong with this is they join the gym, they go really hard for the first 2 to 3 weeks, and they tire themselves out and they go too hard too soon. In those initial weeks, start to build yourself up slowly. Don't quite push yourself too hard within those first few weeks. Slowly build yourself up and then you can start to push yourself. Focus on building the consistency of the habit first and then training hard. So the second thing that you need to be doing, and arguably one of the most important things, is just eating real food. So loads of people think to lose body fat and gain muscle that you need to be eating a really strict diet, protein powders and chicken salads. It's not like that. You just need to focus on eating 80% whole foods and 20% of foods are foods that you enjoy. So me personally, I eat a lot of oats, rice, potatoes, chicken, beef, veg, fruit as well. It's very difficult to overeat on these foods. Now, yes, obviously you can overeat and, become overweight from eating too much of these foods, but if you're sticking to a healthy whole food diet, it's very unlikely that you are going to become overweight. And these foods are only going to fuel your performance because they're nutrient dense and they're healthy for you. Another common misconception as well is that eating healthy costs loads of money. It really doesn't, I promise. If you actually start to look at the price of sweets and the price of takeaways, all that sort of stuff, if you just do a week's food shop of really super healthy, clean foods, find foods that you enjoy, find meals that you like, you'll realize that it's actually not that costly once you start enjoying it. Plus as well, once you transition into a whole food diet and just eating clean, healthy whole foods, you're going to feel 10 times better. You're going to perform better, look better, sleep better. Your workouts will improve as well. Eating whole foods is the best way to fuel yourself, because once you start cutting out things like sweets and snacks and all that sort of stuff, you realize that firstly, you didn't need them, and 2, that you feel way better for not having them, although you may crave them at the start. Now, another super really underrated tool you can use when just trying to get in shape as easily as possible is just simply moving more. So going back to the client that I spoke to you guys about at the start, he lost 32 kilo last year. That was done with resistance training, 4 to 5 times a week in the gym, but also just increasing his activity. So we didn't actually give him any specific cardio. All he done was increase his steps to 12,000 a day, because he was averaging around 6 at the time. Obviously we didn't jump from 6 to 12. We brought this up slowly and gradually so his body could adjust, but he also got into paddle, and he started playing paddle 2 to 3 times a week. And this increased activity increased his calorie deficit, and therefore he lost more body fat. It's as simple as that. You don't have to be smashing yourself on the spin bike 7 days a week. This could look at like increasing your steps. This could, walking the dog more, going and finding a sport that you enjoy, getting yourself back into golf, all those sorts of things. If you increase your NEAT is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the day-to-day activity you do outside the gym. If you could increase this daily with just small habits, parking at the back of the car park, taking the stairs to the office instead of the lift, all these little things add up day to day. If you increase your daily output, you're going to increase the calories burned, increasing your calorie deficit, getting in shape, nice and simple. Even me personally as a coach, with how busy I am right now in terms of clients and online coaching and filming educational videos for you guys, I don't really have the time to do specific cardio in the gym, to sit on the bike or Stairmaster for half an hour. So what I'll do is I will increase the step goal on my watch. I'll bump it up from 10 to maybe 14K, which is a lot for me, but I can handle it because my body has adapted. I'll increase my steps, I'll keep my food the same, and therefore I will then trim up. Like right now, it's summer, I'm trying to trim up a little bit. So all I've done is increase my steps a little bit. I've kept my food where it is, and gradually over the next few weeks, body fat will start to reduce. If getting in shape as simply as possible is your goal right now, you need to be making sure you are sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. Sleep, if it wasn't natural, would be considered a performance enhancer, because it is one of the best ways in order to lose body fat and build lean muscle mass. So many adults do not get 7 to 8 hours per night, and me personally, I've been guilty of that in the past. And yes, sometimes the real world gets in the way, but if you can increase the amount of sleep you're getting, set yourself a regular bedtime and wake time, get yourself into a solid sleep schedule, it's going to boost your performance, increasing fat loss and increasing muscle mass. Sleep is such an underrated tool to utilize. Don't let the fitness industry confuse you by saying you need this supplement or this special bed cover or whatever. Just focus on getting your head down, improving the amount of time in bed, the time of sleep, and it will boost every area of your life. Now, the final point I'm going to give you guys is one that is often forgotten, especially in the busy world that we live in right now, but it is super simple. And what that is staying hydrated. Get yourself a big stainless steel water bottle that can carry loads of water and just carry it around with you. The amount of clients I have that come to me when they underperform during sessions to say, have you had any water today? And quite often people will wake up, have a coffee, and then get on with their day. They won't start their day with any water. If you keep yourself hydrated, getting yourself back 2 to 3 litres a day as a minimum, it's going to improve everything in your life. Hydration is key to most processes in the body, so don't let yourself be dehydrated for a majority of the day. Majority of people as well don't really need electrolytes unless you're working in a hot climate and you're working outdoors, or you're doing quite a lot of exercise and you're a heavy and salty sweater. In which case, water is good enough for most people. Just focus on increasing your water intake. So that is it. Getting in shape really is simple. It's really not as complicated as the fitness industry wants you to believe. They try and overcomplicate it to confuse you, to get you to buy their products. But in reality, you just need to train hard, move more, eat clean, drink your water, and just stay consistent with it. It really is that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Most people do. Just focus on nailing the basics, which is enough for most people. Doing that consistently week on week, tracking your progress, making adjustments where you need to, and I promise you, you will get yourself in shape. If you guys have found this video educational, maybe it's given you a bit of clarity and a bit of guidance on the areas that you need to improve on, please do drop the video a like, as it does help me make more videos for you guys. And if you want to take it one step further, a bit like my client Brad, who lost 32 kilo last year, click the first link linked in the description of the video, and that's going to take you to my one-to-one online coaching application. In there, we can jump on a call, discuss your goals, and figure out a game plan to get you in the best shape of your life. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.